Hi, I'm Deji, and I'm always asked how did I get started in property. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing how I started my property journey and what I'm currently doing in property. So hit the notification button and come on in. In 2017, I started a lettings and property management business. So I would contact local landlords to let and manage their property, and in return they will pay me a fee for doing this. About a year later, I learned about the rent-to-rent model, specifically looking at HMOs. So again, I started contacting my landlords and saying I will take on their property for 3 to 5 years, could be more, offering them a guaranteed rent. And if the property is HMO compliant already, I'll just simply redecorate and rent it out on a room by room basis. If it's not HMO compliant, I would negotiate with the landlord. I would then make it HMO compliant and again rent it out on a room by room basis. Then you would have to deduct the bills from the gross profit, and you would then deduct your guaranteed rent to your landlord, and whatever is left from the total income would be your monthly profit on each property. I was able to scale quickly because I had already built relationship with several landlords who had multiple properties within their portfolio. So they would come to me and say they need help letting their property. I would go and have a look at the property, and if it's suitable to become a HMO, I would just take it on a rent-to-rent rather than putting the property on the market. I began getting a lot of calls from landlords and agents with properties that were suitable for rent-to-rent. And of course, I can't take on every deal that comes my way. So I began what's called property sourcing. This is where you find a property and you find an investor and you pair them both, and you charge them a fee from between £2,000 to £5,000 depending on the size of the deal. Now the aim is to work on the business and not in the business. My aim was to systemize this business. So what I did was recruit a property manager. So now I have a property manager who manages my rent to HMO portfolio, as well as the other HMO and single lets we also manage, and deals with all the general maintenance and tenant queries. I also have 2 property administrators who deal with all the referencing and getting the tenancy agreements ready and all the other administrative activities that goes on. What I now focus on is building my buy to let portfolio. Now for this, I use the strategy that is known as BRR, buy, refurbish, refinance. So this is where you use one deposit money to buy a preferably rundown property. You would add value to the property. You would then refinance and try to pull out all or most of your initial investment and use that same pot of money to move on to the next deal. So going forward, I'm going to be releasing a series of videos which will be documenting my buy, refurb, refinance journey and also what's going on within my rent-to-rent portfolio. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and set an alert to receive all our property video updates.